Good morning to everybody. Welcome to all of you children. Today we are going to see from unit number 2, poem number 4, that is How Doth the Little Busy Bee, and second poem, a parody. Two small poems are given over here. So first of all, we will see first poem. The name of the poem is How Doth the Little Busy Bee. So children, you have to see in your textbook on page number 35. So first of all, we will recite the poem. How doth the little busy bee improve each shining hour and gather honey all the day from every opening flower. How skillful she builds her cell, how neat she spreads her wax, and labors hard to store it well with the sweet food she makes. Written by Isaac Watts. Children, now you can see picture of Watts, the poet of How Doth the Little Busy Bee. Watts, born on 17 July 1674 and died on 25th November 1748. He was an English Christian minister, hymn writer. So what is hymn writer? It means writing a religious songs or poem praise to God. So children, let's see now what does poet want to tell us. How doth the little busy bee improve its shining hour and gather honey all the day from every opening flower? Here poet tells us about the bee who is always busy and works even harder as the day goes by. She is gathering honey from flowers to flowers. And poet says that the busy little bee collects honey all the day long from every bird that has begun to bloom. It keeps improving as time passes. After that, in second stanza, how skillful she builds her sail, how neat she spreads her wax, and labors hard to store it well with the sweet food she makes. Now here poet wants to tell us that the female honey bee skillfully built the cells inside the honeycomb, and she neatly spreads the wax, makes honey from the nectar, and works harder to store it well. And the bee then skillfully build her cell, which is like a compartment in the honeycomb. She spreads the wax neatly and works harder to store it with the sweet food that she prepares. And here new word, that is doth, which is new for you. Actually this word is used in Old English. Nowadays we are using does. So in Old English poets were using doth. And next one more hard word, that is skillfully. Skillfully means cleverly. So skillfully it's adverb. Children, now let's see the next poem. It's a parody. So here you can see that comparison in between both poems in crocodile and in honeybee, because both of their nature is same. So we can't faith on them because they don't know when they will attack on us. So what is parody? Parody means a peaceful comical poem. In this poem, crocodile described in a playful manner, or it is described as a funny. It is compared with the bee. Let's see now the poem. We will recite the poem. How doth the little crocodile improve his shining tail and pour the water of the Nile on every golden scale. How cheerfully he seems to grin, how neatly spreads his claws and welcomes little fishes in with gently smiling jaws. Written by Lewis Carroll. Lewis Carroll, you can see his picture on your screen, who born on 27 January 1832 and died on 14th January 1898. Let's see now what does poet wants to tell us. How doth the little crocodile improve his shining tail and pour the waters of the Nile on every golden scale? The poet is talking about the crocodile that lives in the river Nile. He tells us that the crocodile improves his looks by pouring water on his body, which makes it shine, and the scales appear golden under the rays of the sun. This will make him look very attractive to the fishes and that he wants to prey on. The little crocodile makes his shining tail look better. He pours the water of the river Nile on all his golden scale. Children, let's see now second stanza. How cheerfully he seems to grin, how neatly spread his claws, and welcomes little fishes in with gently smiling jaws. Now here poet wants to tell you that crocodile grins cheerfully and spread his claws neatly. He welcomes the little fishes into his jaws, which seems to be smiling gently. Now he is taking bath in that river Nile. What that crocodile was thinking, that if he will taking bath, he will look smart and all the fishes will attract towards himself and he will attack on them. And poet is talking about that crocodile cheerfully grins and smiles, but his smile is not a real one, it's a fake one. And his intention is not real intention, it was fake intention, that he was thinking that if he will attract the fishes, okay, and behind that fake smile is a beast and neatly spreading his claws all the while lurking and waiting for an opportunity to strike at the innocent little fishes and that may come to exchange pleasantry with him. Means he was thinking that if the fish is innocent, he knows that fishes are innocent, and what he was thinking, if he will show attraction or he tries to attract that fishes towards himself and his intention is not so good. He thought that all fishes are fools and he thought that himself he is very talented. He attack on them. So children, now what is the conclusion? What we understood through this poem? That poet is warning us to be very careful while dealing with others and not get carried away by their sweet smile and attractive looks. Means you should not go through their sweet smile. Okay, it may be fake smile. Inside they are thinking another one and showing another faces. Correct? No. Means whatever inside that we can't guess. And what will happen, that they will get a good kind of opportunity. And which kind of message you will get from this poem, that bee and crocodile both are not gentle. The bee can sting and crocodile can bite. However, the bee is hard working and useful, whether the crocodile, it is very harmful. Children, I think that both poems are very simple to understand, correct? No. And from this poem that you will understand that same kind of people, means like bee and crocodile, same type of people are in our society, so they are very harmful for the society. So you have to be try to read the faces of people, otherwise what will happen, they will misbehave with innocent people. Children, let's see on page number 36, English workshop. Right, first question is write the meaning of. So first word is doth. I told you that in old English doth word was using and nowadays we are using does. So what is the meaning of doth? That is does, D-O-E-S. Second word is opening in the context of the poem. So opening means what? Blooming. So in poem its meaning is blooming, B-L-O-O-M-I-N-G. And third word is cell. Cell means a compartment in the honeycomb. Now see second question. A parody is playful comic imitation of writer's style. A parody is like a verbal cartoon. Compare the original poem and its parody given on page 35 using the following points. Now some points are given over here. Okay, so we will see which are the points. How doth the little busy bee? And in second column also, how doth the little busy little crocodile, sorry. So here original and here parody, two parts are given over. So first point is choice of subject, an animal. So little busy bee, here the animal is a bee, and in parody that animal is crocodile. Second point is number of lines and stanzas. So in original that 8 lines and 2 stanzas, and even in parody 8 lines and 2 stanza. Third point is same or similar construction. Is it same and similar? Both of that lessons construction? Yes, it is same and similar. So in both part you have to write down yes, it's similar. And fourth point is tone of the poem. So that original means busy bee, that poem is serious and inspirational. And the poem of crocodile means parody. So it is humorous and witty. Children, now see question number 3. Answer the following questions and write in short why the parody sounds funny. So first question is, what does the B stand for? So you have to write down the B stands for the creator who is a model of hard work. Second question, what does the crocodile stand for? Answer, the crocodile stands for the destroyer and a killer. Bee and crocodile, they were totally opposite. Okay. Third question, why does the bee work hour after hour? So answer will be, the bee works hour after hour to gather honey from the flowers. Next question, why does the crocodile work? Answer will be, the crocodile works to attract the fish so that he can catch and eat them. Question number 5. Is the bee a gentle creature? Is the crocodile gentle? So now here the bee is shown to be gentle, but the crocodile is not gentle. At least bee is gentle than crocodile. Children, after this question, you have to add one more question. That question is, why does the parody sound funny? So answer will be, the parody sounds funny because it is actually describing a crafty crocodile who lures the fish into its jaws with a false smile. The crocodile is neither little nor golden. It is a predator waiting to kill. He is not cheerful or gentle or smiling, but the parody which shows it to be so. So this answer you have to write down. It's extra question and extra answer. Now see next question number 4. Describe a crocodile in your own word. Which of the words and phrases in the poem will you use in a realistic description? So now here some words are given. So you have to use that words and describe crocodile. Okay, that answer you have to write down in your own words. Next question, that is, what do you like better, the original poem or the parody? Why? So now this is also your opinion must be there, so you have to write down this answer in your own words. So now that next question you have to write down, write rhyming words from both poems. So here rhyming words are flower, flower, sail, well. It is from first poem. And from second poem, crocodile, Nile, tail, scale, green, in, claws, jaws. Children, in both poems, some adjectives are used to describe bee and crocodile. So which are that adjectives? That for the bee, first adjective is busy. How is the bee? Busy bee. Okay. Food, for the food, sweet. Tail, in second poem, tail, shining tail. Jaws, smiling jaws. So all of these are the adjective. So please you have to note down these adjectives in your classwork notebook. Now after this, children, now your duty that you have to read this poem at least 2 to 3 times and recite it. Okay, after that one activity will be there. Please note down that activity. You try to find more examples of parodies in English or other languages.